Good. Sorry for the slightly late start. So, let us begin. We'll just begin in the usual fashion. So, this morning, we'll just do a 10-minute warm-up. If what you've come for is the meditation session and you're watching the video, you'll just be able to go past the warm-up. But I do suggest that everybody does a little warm-up. I think it's really, really useful for the body. And so the idea behind the warm-up is that we rotate the spine and then we bend the spine forward and backwards and left and right. And I think that that's really important in our kind of longevity journey. I think it's a very powerful way just to get the qi and blood flowing around our body. So we take up a standard 𝐬𝐤𝐥𝐿 or a standard qigong stance, feet at shoulder width. Okay, so very often I've seen in the past that when I say feet at shoulder width, people stand with their feet at hip width. So you can see the difference between the width of your hip and the width of your shoulders. So stand at shoulder width and perhaps even a little bit wider than that. Knees gently bent, tailbone drawing downwards, top of the head stretching upwards. So we have this kind of elongation of the spine. Body relaxed, chest soft, knees softly bent. We tuck the tailbone a tiny bit forwards, which just straightens the lower back a tiny bit. So it's a really small movement, but it's just an intention to move the tailbone forward a little bit, to lift up between the legs, just to move the energy slightly backwards at the belly. It's almost like a circular idea. So we have tailbone moving forwards, 𝐸𝐿, an acupuncture point between the legs lifting upwards, and then the belly moving towards the back. And it's almost like the whole center section of the body moves back a centimeter. So we just sit down, tuck tummy in, nice long straight spine, tailbone hangs down, spine long, arms just hanging down by the side. This is our standing posture. We trying to return to that as often as we can. Sometimes because the knees are bent, the body stands upright, to try and lock the knees. You have to remind yourself to go back down again. Okay, so let's turn the waist. To begin with, just see how your waist feels. Just look back over your shoulder, stretch your spine, and then do the same on the other side. Just to get a feel for how the spine is this morning. If it feels okay and it feels quite soft and it feels quite open, then we can turn the waist. If it doesn't, you don't have to do any of these exercises, or you can do them in a very small way. So later on, I'm going to ask you to look back over your shoulder, to really stretch the spine out. If you don't feel that's right for you, don't do it. So each one of these exercises can be moderated to suit you. So some of you may know I live in Portugal. And one of the reasons for wanting to live in Portugal for anybody is the fact that, the weather is really, really quite good in comparison to where I used to live in the UK. Temperatures are better, more blue skies. And that's really quite a mood enhancing thing. So I was thinking about mood enhancing today. And I was just thinking, for that reason, it's turned out to be a bit foggy this morning and a little bit colder. And I was thinking, oh gosh, where's the sunshine? As I speak, it's coming out now, but this morning I was just thinking, God, it looks very grey outside. And I realized how easy it is for us to be driven by the weather, how our moods can be affected by the weather. And certainly in Chinese medicine, that's a very potent thing. They talk about wind as being something that's quite dangerous. You can be out in the wind and, you can get this cold penetrating your body. So cold is one of they're called something like the 6 evils. They've got a great name, the 6 evils of Chinese medicine. Or are they 7? I think they're 6. So wind being one of them and cold being another of them. And so this idea that, perhaps you're out and suddenly there's sort of a strong wind gets up and it's very cold and you haven't got something around your neck. And then you think, oh God, now I've got sort of, a stiff neck this morning because of that wind from yesterday. It's a very, very sort of easy example, but also heat can be just as bad, and wind and heat combined can be bad. Sometimes that, brings about fevers and things. So the Chinese have these ideas about the weather and how it can affect us. But also I think about it as emotionally as well. Come out and there's a blue sunshine day and you think, but sometimes, you walk out and there's just a gray sky and you think, oh dear, or you don't think anything of it, but it doesn't lift you. So there's this significance that the surroundings bring in our lives. There's also the constant feed of social media. We just want to find out if our loved ones have sent us a message through. And you check your phone and there's a message, or no message. Both of them can be just as good or bad, depending on the situation. You could think to yourself, gosh, really did want a message from that person. I wonder why they're not replying to me. There must be a problem. They must be cross with me. And everything spirals out of control. Or indeed, you get a message from a person, you think, oh no, something's going wrong. And so just a tiny piece of information can tip us one way or the other. And of course, sometimes we pick up our phones and there's a piece of information there that makes us very happy, which is like a mobile phone blue sky. You walk outside and there's the blue sky, or you get a lovely blue sky message on your mobile, and that lifts your mood. And so little pieces of information like this can really, really affect us if we allow them to. So that's the first story, is what you're going to permit in your life. And this comes back to the idea of creating barriers. Creating boundaries is a better way to put it. So it's terribly difficult sometimes to have a boundary, especially when it's with family, to not allow family members to encroach on your life, to stand them back at a decent distance. Sometimes we have friends who we absolutely love, but they cross our boundaries. And allowing information from your phone or from your TV to penetrate your life, that's a choice as well. All of these things are choices. And it's up to you to set a boundary that works for that. And so if you find that every morning you pick up your phone and you can't help but notice that there's more notifications from BBC or from the news networks that you follow, and you read them and there's some story about the ongoing wars and the humanitarian crises and things like that, you have chosen to allow those feeds to come onto your phone. It's very easy. You go to settings, you go to the apps bit, and you just switch off notifications. Click, and they don't happen anymore. That is a choice. You have to ask yourself if it's important for you to know what's happening in the world. Is a humanitarian crisis in the Middle East going to really affect your life? So there's an important idea. It's terribly easy to convince ourselves that to be good human beings, we should be listening to this information. But the truth of the matter is, it has no bearing on your life at all. Okay, so let's move this exercise now. We've been going around, but now we can actually work the neck as well. So slow down and then open the exercise out and go slowly and really stretch your neck and look over your shoulder. So with this exercise, sometimes you can suddenly feel really dizzy. If that happens, you can keep going with the exercise, but you can push your feet against the ground. Squeeze your big toes against the ground and put your mind in that space. Really feel what it feels like for the skin of the big toe to be pushing down against the floor. And then do that on the next toe along, the middle toe, the ring toes, the little toes, and feel the pad of each one squeezing against the ground. And really experience the sole of your foot. Really work your way into the ball of your foot and feel the whole foot pressing against the ground. The point about this is that when we put our mind in our feet, the chi flows down in our body rather than being up in our heads where it's been making us dizzy. Okay, so every moment is your choice. Do you want to hear these stories? Do you need to hear these stories? Is it important? I saw my eldest a week ago, and he said to me, well, he showed me his new phone. And his new phone is just a sort of, it looks a bit like a 1980s calculator. It's got a very bland screen, a little bit like a, what do they call the no, sorry, one of those reading tablets. You know, they, sorry, the names escape me. But anyway, sometimes when you read your book, they have a very, very simple, an e-book, obviously, they have a very simple screen, no colors. It's just grayscale. It's just black and white. They call it e-paper. And his phone's got little buttons on it. It's very sweet. It's a very cheap phone as well, £250. He can still do his WhatsApp on it. He can still, you know, but it's such a basic phone. It does everything you need it to do. It still does maps and things like that. But it's really not exciting in any way. I looked at it and I said to him, really? And he said, yeah, I didn't want anything. I don't use a fancy camera. I don't particularly need it. You know, I can do anything I need to do on here, but it's not eye-catching. It doesn't take my attention in the same way. I thought that's a very admirable thing for someone in their early 30s to think about. And so he's downgraded his phone experience. He can still do all the things he needs to do, like message his friends and so forth. But it doesn't capture his attention in the same way. It doesn't excite his mind. I was very impressed by that. Really liked it. So from that, you know, my younger generation, I'm taking the example. I really enjoyed seeing him cutting himself off. I'm always cutting apps off and switching them off and deleting emails that I don't need. I mean, you know, repetitive emails, keeping life as simple as I can. Twice a year in the summer holidays and the Christmas holidays, I review all of my digital inputs and I kind of cut them out. And I realize that I'm actually teaching a digital class this very moment. Please don't cut me out. Some things are good. I'm hoping you think that. Anyway, all right, so let's let this whole thing slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. So if you did experience any dizziness during that time, hopefully you're able to rebalance yourself by thinking about your feet. But this exercise here helps us to rebalance as well. So we just imagine lifting a ball of chi up into the blue sky. And then as we release our shoulders and our elbows and our wrists, the chi pours down through our bodies. Draw the chi down, settle the chi down, sink the chi down. And then relax the hands. The chi pours down through the body. Let's go again. Lift up. And pour down. So the visualization here is drawing everything to the belly and then just letting chi flow in your legs. So the principal idea is hands deep in the earth, lifting a ball of chi up. Hands in the blue sky, this perfect balance of chi. We pour it down through the head and it moves chi, excess chi, out of the head. It moves any excess chi deep into the chest. And eventually we draw everything deep into our bellies where we store the chi. And then we let the hands just flow on down to create a circuit of chi. We can do the same movement again to do our forward and back bends. So we just gently lift the hands up and stretch up. Blue sky, And then what we're going to do is just tip over our arms and our ears. So we're not pressing the arms against the ears, just tipping gently over and bending the nape of the neck. The rest of the body stays more or less straight. And now we can start to bend the upper back, start to bend the middle back, start to bend the lower back. Let the body hang down, soften the knees, soften the neck. Really release the back of your neck. There's a terrible tendency to keep our head held up, but now we're just relaxing it down. Okay, good. So let's extend gently towards our toes and release. Stretch in line with the roots of our toes and release. Work our way back to our insteps. So you can see gradually deeper on each stretch. Release and then back to the heels. Nice deep bend. Great. Just let the body hang and relax here. Let's lift the tailbone up behind. Push the tailbone towards the front of the body. Slowly start to roll the spine up. And then try and bring up the arms and the ears as one piece again, as if you were lifting a huge weight on your fingers. Stretch up, stretch up, stretch up. Good. Knees and the hips drift softly forward. You lean gently backward. Stretch up, gently back. Stretch up, gently back. Stretch up, gently back. Arms up in the blue sky. We're just doing the nape of the neck, so just the arms and ears only. They're kind of in parallel with each other. The body stays straight. And then when we're at 90 degrees, you tip body over, upper back, middle back, lower back. Knees are still relaxed here. Let the body hang down. The back of the neck relax. Stretch gently towards the toes and release. In line with the roots of our toes and release. In line with our insteps and release. Back towards our heels in a deep bend. And relax, release. Just allow the body to hang here for a moment. Okay, great. So when we come upright, we point the tailbone up behind us. We gently push the tailbone to the front of the body. That starts assembling the spine vertebra by vertebra. And then the arms and the ears lift. Gently bringing up the arms and the ears. As if we were lifting a heavy weight on the fingers. Stretch up, blue sky, blue sky. Knees and hips drift forward. You can gently lean back and up, back. Stretch up, back and up, back and stretch up. Great. So now try to do this with the legs completely straight. It's going to really help stretch out the hamstrings. Nice straight legs. Arms and ears tip over. Upper back, middle back, and lower back. Body hangs down. The legs stay straight. May not go down as far as you did before. That's no problem though. But just let the hamstrings really stretch out. Watch your balance, but you could also take your weight a little bit forwards into your toes and just stretch the hamstrings a little bit more. Drift down towards your toes. Release. In line with the roots of your toes. Release. In line with your insteps. And release. Back towards the heels, deep bend. And relax and release. Just lift the tailbone up behind, push the tailbone towards the front of the body, slowly roll the spine up and bring up the head and the arms and the ears and gently stretch up, stretch up. Blue sky chi. Knees and hips drift forward. You can gently lean back and up, back, stretch up, back and up, back. Stretch up into the blue sky. Last time with straight legs. So the arms and ears tip over. Upper back, middle back, and lower back. Let the body hang down. Back of the neck relaxed. Soft and relaxed.
Head down towards your toes and really feel the back of the legs stretch open and release. In line with the roots of the toes, stretch and release. In line with the insteps, stretch, getting deeper and deeper and release. Back in line with the heels, steep bend. Good. Body hangs and relaxes. Tailbone lifts behind. Tailbone pushes towards the front. Spine rolls up. Head, arms, and ears roll up. Body stretches up. Stretch up, stretch up. Blue sky, chi. Bending gently backwards and up. Backwards. Stretch up. Back. Stretch up. Back. Hands up in the blue sky. Just let the hands drift down the sides, gently, gently down. Just gather some chi. Hands going to the earth, lift chi up. Or chi down. So the idea is that we've been bent over and the chi has flowed into the head. Now we can kind of reorganize the chi in the body and bring it back down to the belly again. And then release and that to flow down the legs. So gather, lift up. Get this perfectly balanced chi, and then we pour it through our bodies, drawing the chi down, settling and balancing everything in the body, and bring everything back to the main storage area, which is the belly, focusing deep inside. And then one more time. So normally 3 times is enough, but if you suddenly find that you're really dizzy, and sometimes it does happen, you suddenly get this wave of dizziness go through you, sit down, don't fall over. But also this helps, really helps to bring you back to yourself. Okay, good. Last little exercise, we'll just do some side bends. So raise your right hand up. Breathe in. As you breathe out, let's go across to the left. Feel the whole right side of the body open up. Take a breath in, bring your right hand up. Swap hands as you breathe out. Breathe in, lift the left hand up. And head across to your right side. Let the whole left of the body open up and stretch. Breathe in, lift up. Swap the hands over. Breathe in, stretch up. And exhale across to the left. Breathe in, stretch up. Exhale, change your hands over. Breathe in, stretch up. Let's go across to the right. One more for each side then. Breathe in, stretch up. Exhale, switch over. Breathe in, stretch up. And head across. Breathe in, stretch up. Swap hands over. Breathe in, stretch up. And across to the right. Breathe in, bring both hands up into the blue sky. Exhale, let your hands gently down the sides. As your hands move down, the level of chi in your body moves down. So this exercise here just lets the body settle back to the belly as well. Brings you back into balance. Let's just do the lifting up again. So gather chi up. Pour chi down. Draw it down through the head, really focusing in. Aiming the chi down into your belly. Just do that a couple more times. So I've taken to calling this my longevity set. I think if you do these 3 exercises every morning, as I always joke, you'll live to be 125 years old. And then I do what those American drug television adverts do. They then say, this is not a money back guarantee. Please don't think you can sue Jeremy if you don't live to be 125. It's my little amusement for myself.
But yeah, I think that, you know, this exercise has served me so well. I've been doing these exercises for 35 years. And I have to say that when it comes to how old do I feel, I feel much younger than most of my friends. Anyway, never mind. Okay, so I think it's very, very good. I'm keeping the spine turning like this, keeping the spine bending backwards and forwards, left and right. The point about it is that there are so many attachments in your spine through your nervous system into your organs, through the blood system into your organs. So if you're freeing up everything and moving it around, and if you just make sure you do it every single day, your spine is going to be in good order. The connections to your organs are going to be in good order. And essentially, you know, all the joints are going to be moving well. I remember, God rest my beautiful grandma. She, you know, if you were standing behind her and you said, Grandma, she would literally have to turn round to listen to you because her spine just didn't move. And so I think spinal health is exceptionally important in our longevity. And so keep your neck and your shoulders and your spine moving well. And that's going to mean that you're going to stay younger longer. So remember to do my longevity set every day if you can. You know, I don't ask that you spend an hour doing Qigong. I do ask you to spend an hour doing Qigong every day. I don't expect you to. But doing 15 minutes, and I always do this exercise set the moment I get out of bed. So this is adds on to the idea of what we've just been talking about with the digital detox idea. Before you switch your phone on, before you look at your phone, before you switch a light on, before you even talk to your partner, before you have your, you know, you're still in that sort of liminal, gentle state of just having got out of bed, feeling very soft, you know, go and have a pee. But after that, do 15 minutes of Qigong. And when you've done it, it starts your day off in a completely balanced way. And I attribute my being able to leave my toxic job in the city just to these exercises. I actually started doing them every morning while I was waiting for my bath to run. In those days, we didn't even have a shower in the flat I lived in. So I'm waiting for the bath to run, didn't want it to overflow, didn't want to go back to bed because I'd fall asleep with the bath running. And so I'd think, oh, I've got, you know, a few minutes here. So I just used to do my this turning exercise and then do some bends, then do some side bends. And this is how this set developed, was that I suddenly found that I was going into work and I was feeling so much better. I was feeling so much more ready for my life. So I recommend that you do this before you do anything at all. And it just means that you've done 15 minutes of coming back into your body, of re-inhabiting your body, of bringing yourself back and making yourself feel stable before you enter the chaos of the day. Okay, so we're going to draw down one last time and bring our hands onto our belly. So hands can go deep into the earth, and we can lift a ball of chi up, draw it up above the head. And this time we're going to focus everything back down to the belly. Draw down through the head, draw down through the neck, draw down through the chest. All of this chi goes down and locates deep in the belly. And then the hands settle on lower dantian. If I had anything to tell you about Qigong, that would be it. This last few minutes. Do those exercises. It's literally, I think, the most important thing I've ever learned. So having this little pocket set of, you know, you can do it in 7 minutes, 6 minutes. You know, if you're really in a hurry, just do a few minutes of turning, a few minutes of, you know, bending, and that's it. But it, you know, nice to take 15 minutes if you can, just to bring yourself back to it. But also, there's a moment. Let's just stand here. I'll just talk you through standing. Bend your knees, relax your tailbone. Move the tailbone slightly forward so the lower back opens a little bit. Hands on the tummy, one palm on top of the other palm. Nice straight spine. Chin tucked in. Okay, I'm just going to leave that thought for a moment. Let's set ourselves up properly. So we use Dr. Pang's 8 phrases. Dr. Pang wrote this poem, I think sometime in the 1980s. He's been kind of changing it occasionally. Well, the first line was adjusted to give it a more expansive feel. But encapsulated in the 8 phrases of Qi are all you need to know about the state that you want to find yourself in to do some Qigong. So I think I'll sing it for you and then I'll explain it to you. So sing it in Chinese. It goes like this. His later version of it. So he changed the first line in 2013. So it now goes like this. 头天彻地，心上一场，万见的吉。心中好空，一念不起，成就太空。身与交替，就身软软，就身软软。就身软。Feet connect deep into the earth, but beyond, out into the blue sky, beyond, out into the universe. Head connects up, blue sky chi, out into our solar system and universe and beyond. Let your whole body relax. Your mind gently expand. We take up this humble stance to bring about inner peace. Mind is clear, like clear, fresh water, crystal clear. Allow no distracting thought. When the mind expands out, sometimes we can feel trapped in our body. So we're now expanding out of our body, expanding out and imagine the blue sky, expanding out. Imagine our solar system, expanding out. Imagine the vastness of the universe. Draw mind back from the vastness of the universe to the solar system, eventually back to our beautiful blue planet. Eventually we draw back to our practice space and back into our bodies. Connect. Connect with me. I connect with you. We connect together as a class. It's not important whether you're doing this live or in a video, because in 𝐬𝐥𝐿 Qigong we say no time and no space. We go beyond time and space.
Connect with all the people who will be doing this. Connect with all the people who have done this exercise across the globe. Millions upon millions of people connected together. A huge chi family beyond time and space. And all the wonderful information there in this chi field for you to draw down. Think of all the people in this chi field who can help you. Dr. Pang, all of his teachers, all of the other students. So you bring something to the chi field. You bring healthy thoughts, healthy attitudes, healthy body. So does everybody else. But maybe something that doesn't work terribly well for you is working incredibly well for someone else. So that information is there in the field to help heal you. And then you bring a system that's working really well to this field, and that helps someone else. So this incredible information field from which you can draw healing and good information into your life, and from which you give the good information into your life back to this vast, wonderful library of ideas, our vast family of 𝐸𝐤𝐥𝐿 Qigong people, millions and millions of people around the globe, some doing exactly the same as you at this very moment. No time, no space, though. When we work through Dr. Pang's 8 phrases, we just allow ourselves to harmonize in the chi field. We connect in the chi field and feel the harmony of the universe. This is the meaning of Zhou Shen Rong Rong. And you notice that it gets repeated 3 times at the end of the song. Zhou Shen Rong Rong. Deeply connected, deeply harmonized in the chi field with each other. Such an important idea. So different to any other style of Qigong I've ever studied. This idea that there's a vast library of healing information available to you. That if you didn't know how to bring about change in your body, the information is here available for you. Just allow it to permeate you. Just know that you can gather the information that you need. So we're just going to stand here and absorb chi from the chi field, absorb information from the information field. So the energy of our bodies, the underlying energy of our bodies, is the same energy in nature, the same energy that creates our world, the same energy that creates our universe. So the whole of our universe is made of what Dr. Pang refers to as Hunyuan Qi. It's a kind of undifferentiated vastness of Qi that fills the entirety of our universe. So to think that our universe is one of scarcity is just a left logical side of your brain construct. It's not real. The universe is at your disposal. The vastness of the universe is at your disposal. You are able to gather this healing information. Sorry, we're talking about Qi. You're able to gather the Qi resources into your body to heal you. So never think there's a scarcity. Never think, oh, I don't have enough Qi. So
So very often you'd find Qigong masters and Tai Chi teachers who'll say, yeah, you just have to build up your Qi. Okay, so that's a kind of concept that they say. You haven't got enough Qi, you have to build it up. And certainly Dr. Pang talks in terms of that a little bit as well, of not having enough Qi. But actually, it's not storing enough Qi because there's never a shortage of Qi. It's the ability to keep it in your body, the ability to really use it well, transform it. And so the amount of Qi is never in doubt. There is no scarcity of anything. It's just about how you use and absorb it. What can get in the way of that? Well, the answer is the left logical side of our brain. We very often have been told by our parents scarcity stories. In English, we use a phrase, I try not to, money doesn't grow on trees. So parents are apt to tell their children when their children are asking for more. Money doesn't grow on trees. And so suddenly we think that money is something that's terribly scarce. Money is just an expression of Qi. One of many, many expressions of Qi. So think about it. If I work hard, I earn lots of money, and then that's a representation of my work, what I've done, of my skills. You can count them out in euros, pounds, dollars. The more you put your skill out there, the more you attract your money in, and this is just a direct flow of Qi. If a story like money doesn't grow on trees is blocking that from happening, then it's more difficult to gather in this particular strain of Qi into your life. So we have to open ourselves, go past the information. So when we move into a nice Qi state like this, when we soften out into the Qi field, it becomes easier. The blockages can become quiet. We can let our left brain become silent. Stop all the stories of limitation that it tells us. And we can feel the bounty of the universe. We can feel that Qi is unlimited. Rather than you're not able to gather enough Qi, we then realize that everything is Qi. That you're literally swimming Qi. The vastness of the universe is at your disposal. But can you convince yourself of that? Or is there a story in there that says you're not allowed to have that Qi? You're not worth having that Qi. Because that will block you, sure as anything. I am not worthy. How have those stories got lodged in our head? A series of school teachers who say, you'll never amount to anything. A father who tells you, you'll never be any good. And those stories get lodged in your head. You think, well, these are authority figures. They must be right. And then that puts a barrier up to allow you to gather this incredible, powerful Qi from the universe. Because you don't think you're worth it. At some level, oh, no, I'm not allowed to gather Qi from the universe. Everybody's told me I'm not allowed to have it. And so you just allow that story to influence you. And here we are at the back, at the beginning of the class. What are you allowing to block you? What stories are you allowing to block you? I think you're worth it. I think you deserve the absolute power of the universe. Take me as your new authority figure for your left side of the brain. And I'm here to tell you, yes, you are worth it. Yes, you do deserve that chi. Yes, you can fill your body with resources. I know, I do it every day. You too can push your mind aside and allow yourself to gather the resources of the universe. So Dr. Bang suggests that we open ourselves out into the universe and then we gather chi back in from the universe. So if you do Tuesday's class with me, lift chi up and pour chi down, the whole class is dedicated to gathering chi. All of the exercises are dedicated to gathering chi. I think information is a refinement of chi. I think information is still chi as well. Everything is chi. But we have this, let's say, classification called information. I once talked to a scientist friend of mine who gave me this picture of the entirety of the universe, that our universe is filled with energy, and that the boundary of our universe is information. All the information that has ever been. And in fact, all the information that ever will be creates the boundary of our universe. And so when we say extend our minds out, this is the idea. Can you extend your mind out into the information field and gather back new stories for yourself? We often find the old stories haven't been working very well. Sometimes that's how we find our way to our Qigong class, is because the old stories don't work anymore. So you're here to gather new stories. What's your new story? How about health and happiness? So happiness, joy, pleasure. Very interesting things. Pleasure is something that we are given by the outside world. I found this book very pleasurable to read. I found this day out very pleasurable. But joy and happiness is something that rises from inside. Something that we are, not that is given to us. Our advertising men have been very clever. They've bound the two of them together to make you think that they're the same thing. They're very different. Things outside that please you. Things inside that really make you happy. So today, thinking about deep happiness. Deep happiness is not everybody's right. Happiness, too much of it, can be a problem as well. People who babble and talk too much, sometimes exhibiting signs of too much happiness. You'd think that would be something that we'd really want. Constant, ooh, happy inside all the time. But in Chinese medicine, that's not seen as being a good thing. One end of the scale is happiness, and the other end of the scale is sadness. And we need to be in the middle of that. We can have waves of beautiful happiness, but it also doesn't matter if we have waves of sadness.
as long as we see these things for what they are, just the clouds moving across our inner landscape. The sun comes out. We feel joy and happiness inside our bodies. And then a cloud comes past. We accept that sometimes we feel a little bit sad, that not everything is completely perfect. But the most important thing is that we embrace those things. We see them for what they are. We know that they just blow through our lives and disappear. As soon as a moment of sadness has come, we can just sit with it and allow it to be, knowing with all certainty that it will move on in due course. But it's not a bad thing. It's just the way we are. Don't be indulgent. Don't feel the sadness and think, oh, I'm going to really swim in this sadness. I'm going to get really deep into it. I'm going to love it and enjoy it, and I'm going to wallow in it like a hippopotamus in the mud. No, just allow it to be. That's fine. Carry on your day. Just know a little bit of sadness passing through the weather system in your life. You'll find some happiness. It'll be along shortly. And so this is how we live a balanced life. We don't try and continuously push away the bad things. We don't try to continuously grab and hold tight to the good things. We really need to allow the body to flow. So the information of everything is available to you. But the question is, what information are you going to choose to have in your life? Do you choose to listen to the news every night and have it pour its sadness and shock into your body? Do you choose to listen to serious radio stations as you drive in the car? Do you still choose to buy a newspaper and read through all the terrible things that go on? Many years ago, I talked to a newspaper person who said, yeah, sex, fear, that's what sells. Nice things don't sell newspapers. I really feel that. So you have to choose to become the curator of your information. You have to choose the information you want to see in your life. You can help adjust this internal weather by seeing what's being put into the system. You can change the way your phone speaks to you, but also on a wider basis. You can change the way that people speak to you. You can change the way your family speaks to you, the information you receive. If it's not working for you, get out of that place. Remove yourself. If you find that something is constantly feeling toxic in your life, skip it. Get out of it. Perhaps you've been in a friend group, going out with the same friends for years, but you're finding all they ever do is complain. Start making excuses. Don't go. And eventually somebody will say to you, I never see you anymore. Why don't you come to the group? And you say, too negative for me. I didn't enjoy it. They go, wow, yeah, I see what you mean. You know, and your change makes change for them. So today is an opportunity to audit your life. Like an accountant, you look through the books, you see what's giving you positive information, you feel into what's giving you negative information. Perhaps it's something really fundamental, your relationship. Perhaps it's something really fundamental, like your work. Be honest with yourself. Some people say, well, I've chosen this job and I have to stick with it. I have to pay my bills. I'll just tell you briefly how that worked for me. 15 years I worked in a very toxic job. Then I started doing Qigong. And I started to look and see the toxicity of my job. And I decided I had to leave. I had two young children and a mortgage. I just thought, oh gosh, I can't leave this job. I'm stuck in it. But then another part of me realized that if I kept going with this job, I was going to die. And so I just left. And the day I tried to leave, another one of my colleagues left before me. Really surprised me. So I spoke to my boss. I said, look, I'm thinking of leaving too. And he said, just stay for 6 months and I'll pay you a huge bonus. So I thought, oh, well, okay, that was very easy. So I stayed in the end for about 4 months and he paid me a huge bonus. And I was able to have a breathing space that I would never have believed would have happened. I walked out of that job one day and thought to myself, oh, I've got about 6 months to decide what's going to happen next. I took one day off, sat in a cafe, read my book, thought how lovely life was. And the next day, a friend phoned me up and said, would you like to come and work for my company doing something completely different? Would you like to come and work for my company? I thought, gosh. And that started another 12 years career. And so sometimes you just have to trust the universe. I have thrown myself off a cliff without a parachute 3 or 4 times now in my life. Every time, the earth, the universe has supported me. I haven't crashed because I have an optimistic belief that something will come along. Something will be all right. And so several times I've taken very big changes in my life. Just remember this, nothing is ever good or bad. It's just the judgment that you put on it. It's just the judgment from your belief systems. So we're kind of fed into this machine that says everybody should have a job, everybody should work hard. You're a failure if you don't do it. Very little of those things support what we like to do, what we feel happy doing. They don't really ever answer that question. They just say what you should do rather than what you really want to do. If you're prepared to release what you should do and the control behind that and follow what you want to do, you'll find that suddenly you're in the flow of the river of chi. You're flowing down, letting the water carry you, as opposed to all of the years when you've been swimming furiously in the opposite direction, paddling up the river as hard as you can. Now you take the choice to stop and turn around and just flow with the river and allow the river to carry you. Can you do that? Are you brave enough? Just let that information gently percolate through your body. When I do this standing posture, sometimes I let my tailbone rotate round. It's a little kidney exercise. Move your tailbone gently to the front. Move your tailbone to the left. Circle it round the back to the right. Circle it round the front to the left. Circle round. Circle round. So sometimes you'll see me do this. My body automatically starts doing it. It's a little massage for the kidneys. A little massage for the hips. Sometimes my standing is completely still and doesn't do it. And sometimes this little circular thing just starts on its own, goes round. I don't try and stop it. I find it very useful. This is just allowing my body to suggest what it wants to do. This is the real Qigong. Just listening to your body. So when you do these exercises with me, you have to really think about what your body wants, not what I want. This is your class. So if I say, stand, you don't think you can, just sit down. If I appear to be standing still, but your hips want to move, let them. That's where the real Qigong lies, listening to the body's requirements. Letting the body do exactly what it wants to do. I suppose there's only one thing that I would say about that, about the sort of standing up and sitting down. The standing up is designed to be difficult. Sometimes you can't stand for a whole hour. Your feet get sore. Sometimes your feet feel like they're on fire. That's something that's very common when you first start Qigong. You get these kind of burning feet or pain in the feet or pain in your ankles, pain in the arch of your foot. It puts a lot of people off Qigong. But I can tell you that if you persevere, it goes away. And when any pain goes away, a healing has taken place. Your body has changed. So it's a little tick on the list of healing things. And interestingly, I used to find that I had quite cold feet. And one day I was doing a Qigong exercise. And I felt this kind of rush of energy go through my feet. I'd been doing an exercise that involved standing on one leg for quite a long time. One of our teachers was teaching it. And I suddenly felt this rush of what felt like water or warm liquid pouring through my feet. And I just thought, oh my goodness, we've been standing like this for so long. I think it's obviously a blood vessel has broken. My foot has popped. I had this kind of image like a ripe cherry that's burst. I just thought, okay. And I actually had to look down because I just thought, I'm sure my shoe must be filling up with blood now in a completely ridiculous way. And I looked down just to check and see if I was kind of leaking blood out of my shoe. Something had finally, a blood vessel had finally broken because we'd been doing this exercise for so long. And actually what had happened was that the qi had started flowing. A blockage in the foot had just opened up. All the pain left my foot. My foot changed completely. And then from that point onwards, I had warm feet, not cold feet. At night in bed, the qi flow had changed. So sometimes you get these very weird things happening when you do Qigong. So I was going to say about sitting down when you do your Qigong. If you have to, don't fall down. If you really need to sit, sit. But there's also this very fine line of determination, of just pushing yourself a little bit further, just keeping going for a minute longer. And that's where real change comes about. You just think, oh God, I've got to sit down. I can't keep going. You think, all right, okay, I'll just try and do another minute of standing. Take it 1 minute at a time. And that brings about real change. And so it's this little moments of determination that can really, really change our lives. And it's the same with the mind. When it feels uncomfortable in your mind, just stay with it a little longer. When you feel worried and your mind is spouting all sorts of stories, oh my goodness, worry about this person, worry about this money, worry about this, and it's going on and on. Just take a deep breath, then sink yourself down into your belly as you breathe out. Just feel your body, inhabit your body. Do that breath as many times as you need. Feel the physicality of your body. Feel into your toes, feel into your legs, feel into your hips, feel into your spine, feel into your arms and shoulders. Just allow yourself to really stock take your body. And after a while of ignoring the mind and all of its worries and stories, everything settles down. You come back into your body. You arrive back in your physicality. So when you're in your head, remember, you can come back into your body. So when you feel the worry bouncing around inside, come back into your physicality. Do this little exercise. Deep breath in, imagine illuminating your brain. Deep breath out, imagine moving all of your thoughts deep into your belly. Do that as many times as you need. If you're really with a busy mind, why not do my 15-minute Qigong warm-up, longevity set? Just think, wow, I'm spending so much time worrying about this today. I'm just going to get back in my body. Give yourself 15 minutes to do these exercises. Bring yourself back to yourself. Bring yourself deep inside. When we re-inhabit our body, then the world around us changes. When we ignore our mind, we can bring ourselves back into a healthy, healing place. When we do a meditation like we've done today, just standing and absorbing qi, all of the cells in our body have changed. You've changed at a DNA level. You've changed the whole of the weather system inside your body. Just standing here has allowed the cells to move into healing mode. They've started to clean up inside. Your body has gathered more energy inside. You've allowed yourself to go past the thoughts, and you've stored this vast volume of qi deep in lower dantian. Imagine lower dantian is abundant. Imagine lower dantian chock full of qi, filled with energy deep inside. Blood and qi flow well through your body. All of the systems in your body are healthy. All the systems in your body healthy. Think about that. We've got the impediments of the mind to get out of the way, and your body returns back to health. Blood and qi flowing well through your body. All functions of your body returning to perfect working order. Do you hear that? All functions of your body returning to perfect, healthy, perfect working order. Blood and qi flows well. Abundance of energy. So we think about lower dantian, this big ball of qi deep inside the belly. Imagine you can take the energy from lower dantian and flow it all the way up the spine into your brain. Illuminate your brain with qi. Blood and qi flow well through your brain. All of the functions of your brain are crisp, clear, working well. All functions of your brain are normal. All functions of your sensory organs, normal. Flow this qi down your spine. Fill the whole of the spine. Go into your ribs. Go into the upper torso where you have your lungs working well, your heart working well. The blood system, obviously, with the heart pumping round, working really well. The blood system with your lungs, with the liver, spleen, pancreas, the blood system really connected to everything. So we just think about the whole of the blood system throughout your whole body, stretching to your fingertips and the tips of your toes, into your skin, the whole of your blood system working well. We think about the endocrine system, so that's all the little areas like the hypothalamus and the thyroid and the thymus and your adrenal glands and your sexual organs, everything in that, making all of these wonderful hormones throughout the whole body. We just imagine that in complete balance, everything working well. Imagine the nervous system. Wow, such a complex thing. All the way through your brain with all these sensory organs, all the way down your spine, branching out of your spine into all the major organs, branching out into your arms, to your fingertips, branching out to your legs, to your toe tips. Everything in the nervous system working well. Whole of your nervous system, perfect working order. Blood and qi flow well through the whole of your body. We think about the middle torso, and in there, just below the diaphragm, we have our liver and our spleen and our pancreas, the whole of our digestive system as well. We think of the digestive system working well. We think about all of the organs in the body working really well. We think about our urinary system working well. Kidneys and bladder, liver and gallbladder, spleen, pancreas, stomach, heart and our intestines, lungs and our small intestine, duodenum. They're all connected. All of these organs functioning really well, absolutely in balance. Blood and qi flowing well. Spine filled with qi, all the way to the tailbone. Hips and pelvis filled with qi. Hip joints soft, easy, flowing, working well. Thighs and the muscles, these enormous muscles. And deep inside the big thigh bones, the marrow. You think about the marrow inside every one of your bones. This is part of your endocrine system. The marrow, making all these red and white blood cells, part of the blood system. It's the kind of foundation of everything. So deep inside your bones, the marrow is healthy, creating these fabulous new cells for your body. Thigh muscles and thigh bones strong. Knees, fill them with qi. Knees working well. Calves, fill them with qi. Calves pumping well. They pump blood through the lower body. Relax and release your calves. Down to your ankles, the Achilles tendon working well. The ankle joint working well. All the bones of your toes working well. All the bones from your shoulders down to your fingertips working well. So we think of the 4 limbs. Perfect working order. Everything is good. We think about the muscles and the sinews and the tendons and the bones, strong, working well. All functions of your body working well. We think about the skin, this vast organ, your skin. Think about your skin in perfect working order. Think about your skin being clear. Think about your skin perfect. And then, of course, our hair and our teeth and our nails, those external things as well. But the skin, think about the 𝐬𝐥𝐿𝐴 layer around your skin. It's a glowing field of qi that covers your skin. Strong field of energy around your body, like a protective suit of energy. Enjoy this feeling of your skin and your 𝐬𝐥𝐿𝐴 layer. Feel protected, feel safe. And then go beyond that to what we call your qi body. We imagine it generated by lower dantian. From deep in your belly, this vast bubble of energy around your body. It's 1 meter above you, 1 meter to the sides of you, 1 meter below you, 1 meter in the front and the back. This huge bubble of qi that contains you. But also, it connects you to the outside world. It connects you appropriately to the outside world. So feel yourself as this being of light, made from the qi of the universe. We are all made from stars. Feel yourself, every cell in your body, working well. Every cell in your body is healthy. Feel this deep inner joy rising through your body. Put a big smile on your face. You can slowly open your eyes. Let your hands relax down by the sides. So, when you slowly come back into this state, it's nice to start to move your body in a regular fashion. Just anything that you feel might be useful. Just gently stretch your body out. Get your body moving again. Sometimes it's useful just to get your back moving, to do a forward bend. But I just counsel you to come back very, very slowly, come up very slowly. So if you wish to stretch down, come up really, really judiciously afterwards. Don't make yourself dizzy by rushing your head up. So we can just bring about this gentle movement into the body, stretch in any way we feel is appropriate, get the body moving. Sometimes you want to shake out your hands. Sometimes you want to kick out your feet, just to get the qi and blood flowing well again. And then we just stand for a moment in this beautiful feeling of well-being, knowing that everything in the body is good. Everything in our life is good. We've changed thoughts. We've attracted new things to our lives. Blood and qi flow well through every aspect of the body. And here you are at a perfect space to move on through your days, move on through your weeks. So we bring our feet together. We're going to say 𝐸𝐿𝐴. So these videos go up onto YouTube. If you don't wish to feature on them, please don't unmute yourself. You can put your camera on if you want, that's fine, but that doesn't attract you onto YouTube. But if you put your microphone on, then suddenly you appear on YouTube. So don't worry, I know you're going to say 𝐸𝐿𝐴 with me. So 𝐸𝐿𝐴 is a Chinese phrase that means good already. Everything is good already. All the things we've worked on, good already, sorted, fixed. It's kind of like projecting forward into your future, thinking, now, but also coming up, only good. So we say 𝐸𝐿𝐴 3 times. Put your hands up in the air. 1, 2. 𝐸𝐿𝐴. 1, 2. 𝐸𝐿𝐴. 1, 2. 𝐸𝐿𝐴. Oh, lovely. Thank you very much for being here today. We make a little salute for each other. So you bring your right hand up and the left hand on top, pull the fingertips together, and the thumbs on the end, a bit like a sort of yin and yang symbol, I think. This is called Entirety Hands by Dr. Pang. Thank you so much for being here today. And I'm going to put this up on YouTube probably tomorrow afternoon. And then please spread it around the world. Pass it on to your friends. Really lovely to see you. Thanks. Bye. Bye. Bye, everyone.